So in my day, I've thrown some Molotov cocktails, formed some bicycle collectives, canned some homegrown veggies, skinned some roadkill. You get my point. And by in my day, I mean today. It's still my day, and I'm a friggin' punk. Your grandpa is and always has been punk. And an important part of my lifestyle is my approach to music. Just because I don't sound like, I don't know, the Ramones or Sleater Kinney, whoever's punk these days. To me, punk is about taking all aspects of life and culture into the hands of the people, rebelling against the hierarchy, sharing the collective knowledge we already have, and performing our message with heart and soul, even if it might sound a little weird or even a little bad at first. If you've ever heard me play guitar or mandolin or some chord instrument, you could probably tell that I taught myself and haven't really tried all that hard to, get really good at it. I mean, I'm coming along, but, just make a joyful noise unto the Lord, and it doesn't have to be a perfect noise. And I have really small hands, and I don't like to play bar chords because they're hard on my hands, and I have a really short attention span that doesn't like to learn endless sequences of closed position jazz chords to move around the neck, but I still have all of these chords that I want to play because I know about them and that they're there. I'm just bad at actually making them. So listen, what I do to play all these chords is I combine my familiarity with the classic cowboy chords, the easy things, and my knowledge of what notes are needed to make up any given chord, and I found a solution for my weak-ass hands and lack of formal training. So let me show you some examples on my guitar. So here's an A cowboy chord. I'm using 3 fingers. Some people would make it even that kind of like a bar, but I hate bar chords, so I don't. And in your A chord, you have access to all of the open strings around it too. You can strum the whole guitar. And the A triad has A, C sharp, and E. And here you have E, open A, E, A, C sharp, open E. So you have the whole thing, but what if you want to take that easy all in a row 3-note thing and move it up to, say, A sharp or B flat? Same thing. What I would do is think, okay, well, I have this E, open E here. I just need to make that the same distance from the rest of the fingers as it is here. And so basically when you're moving up to the B flat, and the B flat triad has B flat, D natural, and F natural, you need to add this F natural here. And so that kind of is the same distance as the open string would be from these right here, if that makes sense. And so now you have these 4 notes that you can move up and down, and the open strings below them, those 2 open strings aren't going to apply anymore to fit into most of the chords you're going to be moving up and down the neck. But guess what? This is punk. You don't have to freaking do anything you don't want to do. You don't have to strum the whole guitar. You can just strum these 4 strings, and you can access all of these extra chords. B flat, C, B, C, C sharp. You can keep going. You have all of those. Say you're in your A cowboy and you want to make it an A7. One thing you could do is just take away that middle note, what people usually do in the cowboy chords, and you have that open G string, adding that G natural to your A major triad to make it an A7, so that you have A, C sharp, E, and G natural. That's what you need. But what if you want this closed position chord so that you can move it around? Well, right here on this open E string is a G natural. So that way you have your A7 and you can move it and make it a B flat 7 or a B7 or C, and they're all closed. And those closed position chords are really good for that jazz sound that we like to go for a lot of the time, but also they're just really good for moving without too much forethought your chord up and down the neck. So say I want to make it a A6. That means I need my A major triad plus the sixth note of the A major scale, which is an F sharp. Well, lucky for me, down next to that G natural we added for the A7 is an F sharp. So that's even easier. You have 4 notes all across. Some people would play it as a bar chord. I hate bar chords. So, all 4 fingers. And great, now you have this A6 shape. You can move all the way up and down. A6, B flat 6. It just is so easy, folks. And even an A flat you can move down. And if you wanted to do an A flat 7, you can take that position you use for the A7, move it down. And you don't have to just do it over A shapes, obviously. Here's your D cowboy chord, only using 3 notes, because except for that bottom E string, these open strings fit into the D chord. But what if you want to move it up and down? What if you want to go up to E flat? You can no longer just use those open D and A strings. And so I was like, well, what's the closest thing? I have a D, open D string right here. What's something else in the D major triad I can add that I can play and make it close? Well, you have a F natural right here. I mean F sharp, sorry. An F sharp for your D, F sharp, A, D major triad. And there you go. Now you have 4 strings you can move up and down and go up and get that E flat triad. And you know, it's gonna be a first inversion. Some people don't like that, having the third of the triad on the bottom, but this is punk and we don't care. And I think it sounds beautiful. It's in the eye of the beholder. Here's another one I like. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do one bar-like thing, which is just barring 2 strings at once. That's about my limit. Maybe you could get me to do 3, but here I only need 2. And this way I have this F shape. So for my F chord, I just am taking out the bottom string for now, unless I want an F major 7. For F major, here I have C natural, F natural, A natural, C natural, F. And that way you have 5 friggin' notes in your chord. Getting fancy here. You can move that up and down. F sharp, G. That's a really great, like, major triad closed position thing that doesn't require barring but gives you 5 notes to move up and down. So basically you just take what you know from your simple little chords, add the notes you need. You know, if you don't know what notes are in a specific chord but you want to play it, obviously you can look them up and then you'll know, and look for where they are nearby, and that way you can not have to think, oh, I don't know how to play a E flat 6 chord. I'll have to just not play anything right now and look that up later, and then keep forgetting to look it up and then never really get that far in a song. Or you can be like, well, an E flat chord, that's right next to D, and I know how to play a D, and if I make it close, well, I can move it. You know, you just have this knowledge accessible in your mind instead of having to depend on someone else's information that you have to look up and that way you have access to it based on what you already know. And that's how you make your own invented handmade chord shapes. Have fun. Thank you.